Hi my lovelies! I don't know how to start this video because I mean there's just so much to say. And well, I don't even know where to start. Actually, scratch that. We're gonna start the way that we usually start, by making ourselves a nice cold matcha. But this time with a twist. So I've actually been wanting to try something a little new today. So on Amazon I picked up this organic strawberry powder and I'm gonna see if I can integrate it into my matcha and hopefully make something that will be super yummy. Recently upgraded to a matcha whisk because we gotta start making this authentic, and this new ceremonial grade matcha that is just so green and perfect. Hopefully it'll give us that deep matcha color that I want. Okay, some warm water into that and let's whisk. Our almond milk base. And I'm totally making this up here, but I'm gonna try whisking together some of the strawberry powder together with my white chocolate creamer to hopefully give the sweet cream a strawberry taste. Ooh, that smells good. It looks like it's working! Okay, hold up. Look at that strawberry goodness. It is so fluffy! All right, guys, let's give it a try. Wow, that is by far the yummiest matcha I've ever made. This whole organic like powder situation, genius. This is gonna be life-changing. I've got a blueberry one to try out for next time, and honestly, couldn't think of a better way to start my mornings. Well, hey babes, what is up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. If you've missed my last few videos, then you would have missed me saying that Elan and I are actually expecting baby number 3, which is honestly like so unreal. This has been the hardest secret to keep from you guys, especially this third time around. Like, third pregnancy is no joke. My belly popped so quickly, and as somebody who does like a lot of fashion content, it was like the hardest thing to hide. I am currently 14, almost 15 weeks pregnant, and honestly, a little pat on the back for me. All of these vlogs that you guys have been seeing lately, the bookshelves vlog, putting up the wallpaper, all the other home renos, I was doing all of that in the thick of my first trimester. While you were seeing all of this, I was actually taking breaks to do this in between. While I was trying on cute outfits for you guys, I was having like hot flashes and had to keep stopping to catch my breath. And you guys requested to see so many cooking videos in the peak of my nausea. So even though you were seeing me make all of these fun recipes, most of the time this is where my dinner actually ended up that night. But if that is meant to tell you guys everything, it's this. Even though you guys are seeing a different stage of my life right now, whether you guys are on a pregnancy journey with me, you are hopefully trying to get pregnant, maybe you already have a kid of your own or you recently got out of it, or even if this has nothing to do with your stage of life right now, this channel, these vlogs, all it's about is everything that I'm going through in my life. And as much as in the thick of it, I am definitely in pregnancy right now, life still goes on. And the kind of content I'm going to be sharing is pretty much what I've been sharing with you all along. Fashion and thrifting and like putting this home together. If anything, I am more eager to get into all of that right now before baby comes, so that we can truly have everything in order before this little newborn decides to make an appearance. So why don't you say today we get right into it? We've got a lot of stuff that I need to cover today, starting with picking up a project that we actually did in our last vlog, which is our entire wallpaper sliding door area. And finally this week we are going to be installing the door track and our sliding vintage door. So just yesterday I actually had Jason. You guys remember Jason? He's a little handyman that definitely comes and helps me out with some projects when I feel like they're a little bit too overwhelming for me. He came with all of the proper tools to help me install the hardware for the door track, and that's exactly what we did. We were able to put up the door and I'm finally able to see how it's all looking together. But now we got to move on to the next part. So at this point, this is basically what the track looks like. I have to say, I am happy that we went with the gold, but I feel like the gold is a little bit too light, like very, very yellow instead of like more of a brass tone that I want it to be. But I have an idea on how we can fix that. If you're wondering, Haley, what the heck happened to the door? I actually have it backwards. The wooden side is on this side, but the next mission for today is for us to actually line the door so that it won't be see-through, because as you guys know, we have the stairs bulkhead right behind, which visually we can see it. The plan from the beginning was to hide that area. I had a couple of ideas on how to do it. You guys suggested either to add like a little curtain half of the way, but then you still have the problem that you still see what's stored underneath. Some of you said to like line it with wallpaper, but if I line this side with wallpaper, the back side is going to be white. It's not going to be this pattern, so that wouldn't have worked. So what I decided to do instead, after doing a ton of research, I came across this on Walmart, which is actually window tint that you add it to your car. And I know it seems like, how the heck is that gonna work? But this is what it looks like, and it's basically like a thin film that is slightly see-through, slightly. I got it in 2 different colors, and basically if I go ahead and line the door, I think with this, it'll make the backside look like it's black, but again, it's not super opaque. So I think it will still look really good. And my main goal of this is that even though I am gonna line the backside with black, I want you to still see the cool ribbing of the glass, because I think that's what gives it that vintage look and makes it look so cool. I ordered this paper and I was gonna do it last week without realizing that you actually need to get an application kit with it. I think the tint costs like $10 and this kit costs $10 as well. So $20 project. If you need to line any of your windows, you know what? Before I recommend it, let me try it first. And then if it works, I'll recommend it. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is because the door has a little bit of rib detail, I don't know if the adhesion is gonna work the same as if it was a flat glass, but trial and error. We're gonna do all of this together. Let me get it all set up and then, hold on. There's nothing in here. There's no fluid in here. Is that supposed to be like that? Oh, it's just a bottle? You're joking. Fill applicator bottle with water. 1 inch from the top. Oh, but then you gotta, okay. But then you gotta pour the contents into this. For a second, I was like, did I seriously just buy a spray bottle for $10 if I could have just used water? First things first, let's get this measured out so that when we apply it, it'll go on super smooth. Guys, we officially did it. That was actually a lot harder than I thought because of the fact that like the window was ribbed. Getting all the air bubbles is so much harder, and you can see there's still a couple that I'm gonna go through right now and press out while it's still wet. I have to let this set for like 24 hours, but at this point it looks exactly like I wanted. We have like a nice shiny background to it, but you could still see all the lined textures. I mean, this was perfect. And you could see it's like black, but it's shaded black. It doesn't feel too opaque, you know what I mean? But okay, moving on. The next thing that I needed to do, because it needs some downtime to dry, is to go ahead and fix the little support beam that we put for the track. As you can tell, we had to put a piece of wood, obviously, to just have like a really good grip onto the wall. But when we did it, we ended up leaving some exposed nails right over here that I want to go ahead and fill with some spackle so that after I can paint this bottom piece so that it looks nice and seamless. And then once that's done, we can get to painting the actual gold. At this point, guys, I started buying dry decks in huge bulks because I go through this so much with the amount of holes and stuff we make in this house. And the coolest thing about this is that it comes pink and then it dries down to white, so then you know it's ready to paint over, which is usually super quick. Well, that was really quick. I already see that the pink is drying down super quickly, so I think we could even get to painting it today too. In the meantime, while we wait, why don't we go ahead and get lunch started? Lunch/dinner. I want to make something super quick and savory because your girl's been craving so much pasta this pregnancy. So let me show you guys how I quickly whip together my favorite lasagna recipe. And this is fully vegetarian because I am gonna make it dairy, and as Jews, we don't mix meat and dairy together. So I'm gonna show you all the little veggie fillings that I add in to make it satisfying enough that you won't even need the meat in there. This right here is probably gonna be the quickest dinner that you could put together because I'm actually going to be using some oven ready lasagna noodles. I feel like it's usually so messy to like boil your noodles before and then they all stick together or they break apart. This you can layer right into your pan along with all of your other toppings and you're basically good to go. You put it in the oven and you don't even think about it. So I'm going to wash and prep all of my veggies and then we'll get to assembling it. So with telling you guys that I am pregnant, I know that there's so many questions that have come up, and instead of doing kind of like a sit down Q&A, I thought I might as well just answer them throughout the vlog sometimes. I did a little poll on Instagram telling you guys, ask me your burning questions. So let me go ahead and answer a few. The first one, do you guys know the gender / are you finding out? So currently, like I said, I am like 14 to 15 weeks and we do not actually know the gender because Evan and I like live our life by truly believing that everything comes from God. Whatever we're meant to have is truly from God and it will be what's best for us. That being said, we are not against finding out, but I do want to find out at a point where it's like more certain so that we don't have an answer that is like not the accurate answer. Does that make sense? Next question, Was this pregnancy planned or was it a surprise? If you guys don't know my previous experience with my pregnancies, when Erin and I got married, it actually took us over 2 years to first get pregnant with Aaliyah. When we just started trying with Naomi, we thought it was gonna take like another 2 years, which thank God it didn't. It took us just 2 months to get pregnant with Naomi. And then once Erin and I moved into this house and we officially got settled, we're like, you know what? I think we are ready to try for baby number 3. We always wanted our kids to be very close in age, and I love the idea of like having them all grow up together. And thank God this time around, after I got off of birth control, 2 months later, we got pregnant with this baby. I still wanted to quickly say, I feel like there are a lot of you that may be watching that are either still waiting for that first positive pregnancy test, or let's say you've had like a miscarriage or a difficult experience with fertility. Doing IVF, I know that there's so many different ways to have a family these days, and some are definitely easier than others. And let me just be here to say that I am with you. I'm thinking of you because I remember that experience as if it was yesterday. Not getting pregnant for 2 years and then getting pregnant to have a miscarriage, I truly felt like my body was failing me. But hopefully this will be like a little bit of hope and a little bit of positivity to you guys, that if you are trying, I know sometimes you may feel like you're in the thick of it and it is so difficult right now, but I'm sending all of the baby dust your way, and I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you. If you are trying to conceive, honestly, like comment down below. I would love to add you to my prayers so that you can finally get that positive pregnancy test and have a full, healthy 9-month pregnancy, labor and delivery. Because when you're going through something like that, truly it takes a village. And we are all so supportive of one another. So mamas, expecting mamas, wanting to be mamas, comment down below and let's give each other the love that we all deserve. Okay, so my veggies are all prepped. Now let's get into officially assembling the lasagna. But into this little glass container, I am adding in a tiny bit of water just to help keep the moisture for when the lasagna is cooking. Into that, I'm going to add my first bit of tomato sauce to the bottom, a little bit of extra salt and pepper. I'm going in with some ricotta cheese. I love ricotta cheese so much, especially in a meal like this. So I'm gonna take a big, nice glob of that and mix that into the sauce. I'm gonna add in some of the vegetables already. We got some mushrooms, some red peppers, and I personally like to add frozen peas. Another really good option is to actually add zucchini. I slice it really thin, I add that too. It gives a lot of really yummy flavor to the lasagna. And now we just layer in our first bit of noodles. And we are literally just repeating the same steps, you guys. What were Aaliyah and Naomi's reaction to finding out you were pregnant? So Naomi didn't have much of a reaction because like she's still too little, but Aaliyah definitely does. She's just been the sweetest kid, rubbing my belly all the time, coming up to me and like randomly giving massages. I will say, I feel like something that helped Aaliyah adjust to Naomi so well is that I was really trying to do my best to spend so much quality time with her before the baby even came, because I feel like dedicating one-on-one time with your kids, it gives them that attention from you that they need so much, especially in pregnancy when you're feeling nauseous and not your best. That's why on purpose I actually try to make it that I spend extra time with Aaliyah doing things that she loves, like painting or coloring, or something that we honestly do on the daily is our IXL learning sessions. You guys have heard me talk about them again and again because I truly feel like it is the best bonding experience as a mom to do with your kid. IXL is an online learning program that has an incredible curriculum from pre-K all the way up until grade 12. It is Aaliyah's favorite part of the day. We constantly sit down and do these little learning sessions together. On there, you're able to practice things like math and language arts, social studies, sciences, and even Spanish too. She loves doing these little questionnaires and practice tests with me because it's just such a fun way to learn. Aaliyah is such a visual and auditory learner. If we're practicing math, for example, instead of just counting numbers, she's able to count pictures and shapes. Or if we're learning language arts and she's trying to practice like the different sounds that the letters make, the app actually has an option where you press a button and it speaks right to you.
Find the letter Q.
Q. Okay.
Q.
Yeah, that's right. So even if I'm like doing some chores or I'm cooking, cleaning around the house, I can let Aaliyah do her little program on her own. We've been using IXL for like over 1.5 years at this point, and guys, look at how little she was when we first started. The progress that she's made since then is incredible, especially with things like counting.
1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10.
Good job!
Again.
If any of you are in a stage right now where you just want to get yourself a bit more involved in your child's learning, this is just such a great way for you to bring it home, but still keep it really enjoyable for your kids. So I am gonna go ahead and leave a link down below for you guys to check out IXL. Using that link below, you can get 25% off your first month or your first year, depending what you want to sign up for. Even if you just want to try it out for a month, see how you like it, see how your kids are enjoying it. Especially in this stage of our life right now, it has been such a fun way for me to spend some more quality time with Aaliyah. So thank you so much to IXL for sponsoring this portion of the video. It's really been an amazing addition to our everyday routine routine, which we are just so happy with. Okay, I'm seasoning the final top little layer of the lasagna. And of course, the cheese on top is a definite given. Okay, well, that took what, maybe 10 minutes to assemble? Loaded with veggies and a bunch of dairy goodness too. I'm now just gonna go ahead and cover it up so that all the steam and the water from the bottom of the lasagna can give it a good cook through. And we're gonna pop it into the oven at 375. And then when it's just about ready, you're gonna remove the top and let it broil so that the cheese on top can get all nice and crispy. All right, guys, it is a little bit later on. I actually spent some time organizing the kitchen. I feel like it was getting to be such a mess, but now it's looking all nice and tidy, including the living room and the sitting area. But okay, the door. Let's talk about the door. Eran came and he put it up and it looked amazing. And now I'm like taking a look at it and slowly I'm already seeing an issue. This is what it's looking like. And I liked it. I was like, you know what? It kind of looks great. The sliding mechanism is perfect. It's also hiding everything that is behind. This right here is just a reflection, but there is air bubbles already coming up from the door and it looked so perfect when I was finished with it and I tried so hard to get the air bubbles out and like now they're coming back. And I guess because this is like a Klingon kind of material, there's no sticky backing to this. It's literally stuck on through the liquid. So I guess as like the liquid evaporates, then the air bubbles start to show because again, this is not a flat surface on the outside, it's wavy. So all that work and I think it was kind of for nothing because I can literally just go ahead and peel it off. I did think maybe to do like a spray glue situation, but the problem with that is that if I ever change my mind and like not wanting the black backing, spray glue is going to be like impossible to remove after. So this is where you guys are going to come in handy. Help a girl out. I need a better solution because this black backing, I don't even really love the fact that it's black. I feel like I need something lighter. And I actually came up with an idea that I got from you guys. A lot of you said to line it with fabric, and the reason I thought not to do it is because again, I don't want to have to glue anything to the door. But imagine if I took a piece of fabric, obviously not this is just a blanket, but imagine if I found a specific piece of fabric, maybe like a beige or a tan or a brown. I lined it behind the door and I basically like stapled the fabric around on the inside of the frame because again, it's solid wood. So that would allow the door to fully be covered without me having to actually apply anything to the glass. It would just kind of be like lined from behind, which I think would be a really good option. Do you guys think that I should go ahead with that idea? And if so, what color backing should I look for? Like I'm gonna head to the thrift store for sure. Should I get like a solid color? If so, do we stick with black? Do we go with brown? Do we do something beige? Maybe something closer to this wall color or something closer to the door color? What are you guys thinking? Your feedback will help me a lot in terms of like knowing what to hunt for on my next thrift trip, so comment down below. And another color adjustment that I want to make is with the track right over here. I love the fact that we went with gold instead of black, but I prefer it to be more of like a bronzy gold, kind of like this, versus such a bright light gold because it just looks a little more fake. Leading me into my next little fixer-upper project, I went ahead and got some new antique gold rub and buff. This is usually the color that I always opt to because I love that it has a bit of a warm tone and a darker tone too. If you aren't familiar with rub and buff, basically what it is that it's a wax paint that you can go ahead and apply with a brush onto pretty much any surface and it gives it a beautiful metallic finish. This is actually the color that I used on my mirror combined together with a brown paint underneath, and I really love the antique look that it gives. I will say though, I have never actually gone ahead and tried this on metal, so I'm hoping that it's still gonna work. I don't see why it wouldn't. I'm just grabbing one of my old makeup brushes that I don't use so much, and I guess this is what I'm gonna use to apply the product, and hopefully it gives it a little bit more of a vintage look compared to what we have right now. So let's try. Okay, well, it really looks like today's all about trial and error, you guys. I don't think it looks worse, but it is not yet the gold that I want because it is too red toned, like too warm. Yeah, no, I'm much more vibing with the tone of this color right over here, which is the bracket that stops the door from like moving beyond where it needs to go. And it was always like a different color than the original bracket. So I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and go back to the store and swatch a couple different tones because they have a ton of different kind of metal shades. And the best thing about this is that it layers up beautifully. So I'm gonna go and try to see if I can find a tone that's a bit more of like a green bronze, and I'm gonna layer that on top. I think it will look so much better. Guys, I don't know what to say. From the air bubbles to the wrong gold color, DIYs are truly all about trial and error. Am I right? Speaking of trial and error, something so exciting that is actually gonna be delivered later today is officially our backsplash for our kitchen. Well, I don't want to say officially because I'm gonna have to ask you guys your opinions on like what you think. Because when it comes to our kitchen backsplash, I'm talking everything except for the stone, obviously. I don't know if we should just repaint it or like do another tile, maybe do like a beadboard backing. There's so many different options of what there is to do. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. This was like in a million different boxes, I guess, so that it's not gonna shatter. But okay, officially, you guys, my inspiration for this tile that I was really obsessed with before I even thought about doing this like stone backsplash over here was this, either vertical or horizontal tile. I asked you guys to let me know what you think. It was like so 50-50 in terms of like what orientation you thought would be best. And I don't know, since then, even with putting up this like big accent stone in the middle, I still feel like the rest of the kitchen needs something. So I went on Home Depot, which is where this tile is actually from, and I ordered a bunch of 3x8 tiles. And this is what they look like. They are actually beautiful. What I love about them is because they're a beautiful like creamy white, but they have some like imperfections in them. See, there's like slight like little speckles in parts of it, which just makes it feel very handmade. They're also not cut perfectly straight, which I think is so beautiful. But really, taking a look at them, they are so pretty. Exactly what I thought. And they also have that glaze. You see that shine? All right, getting me excited, but I really don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be too much. I don't know if it's gonna make sense. So this is where you guys are gonna help me out with this decision. We've got a couple things to answer. First off, we gotta decide where would we do the backsplash even if we do it. Are we just gonna be going up here all the way to the top? Are we gonna be going up above the fridge and then up above where these shelves are, this entire area? Like, is that all gonna be covered? Should we just do the bottom part? Like, there's a lot of things for me to figure out. Okay, so color-wise, the tile looks really good because I would for sure say it matches the Taj Mahal stone really well. Here's the look of a horizontal backsplash. And then this would be the look of a vertical one. Definitely a little bit easier to envision. Guys, this is what it looks like, and I have to say, I actually think it's gonna be so stunning. I think now it's overwhelming because you could see the grout lines, but as you guys can see, like in this Instagram, for example, once the grout lines are filled in, it doesn't look as overwhelming. And I actually think it would add such a nice touch to the kitchen. I'm kind of bummed that I can't really see what it would look like in a brick structure just because the tiles aren't standing on their own, but here's an idea. It's really hard to see what it would look like if it was like horizontal because I have to hold it up, but what do you guys think? Take a look at these two and let me know your thoughts. Backsplash, no backsplash? If we do a backsplash, should we keep it kind of like the T? And when I mean the T, I basically just mean the entire bottom and this top part being backsplash. Or should we also take it to like this side where we fully cover the walls here as well, including the shelves? I don't know, just so many decisions. I also forgot to tell you guys that I actually went to my 14-week ultrasound today. Wanted to make sure that everything is good and baby's healthy. They gave me some updated little photos, and Aaliyah and Naomi are about to be home. Evan just went to go bring them from daycare, and I want to show Aaliyah little pictures of baby. I haven't shown her a proper ultrasound yet because the last one we had was a tiny little bean. You can't even tell that it's a baby. But with this one, you can definitely see the baby a lot more. So I'm gonna get her little reaction to seeing this, and then we're gonna dig into our lasagna dinner. And I'll just go home with the girls, and I'm about to ask him something that he's for sure not gonna be happy about.
Backsplash?
Listen,
Oh,
listen.
no more listening.
No, but look.
We just did all this other stuff. Why you didn't add more things?
Because I think that this will be such a good addition.
Alright, you can do it next year for the content in the future. You don't need to do it right
I
now.
don't know, babe, but you have to admit it. I think it would look good. Imagine this was free to do.
If it's free, yeah.
No, okay, so
but it's not free.
If it was free to do, which orientation do you like? Vertical or horizontal? Like this would be like brick style.
We have to understand with the backsplash. This is going upward from what it looks like. So do you want it to match the backsplash? You want to do opposite of the backsplash?
He honestly makes a good point.
I think you should go opposite.
Like brick style?
Yeah, I think it should be brick style.
Okay, in terms of the actual color and tone, do you think it would look nice? And even if we were to do it, just this part?
But we're gonna do this in 2026.
No,
or
shut
whatever.
up. Okay, listen. You know, if I set my mind to something, it's very hard for me to not do it.
Likewise with
Okay,
me.
all I really want to know from you is if you think it will look good.
It'll look good. For
You
free.
heard it here first.
For free.
You heard it.
Anything, even if you did it green for free, I'll do it. Actually, no, maybe not.
Not great. But let me just say, they look so freaking cute in these dresses, especially when they're together. Let me show you.
Everybody today on this class is Elsa.
My Elsa girl. You look so
don't
cute.
need it.
Aaliyah, show me a braid, your Elsa braid. Honestly, I should have put this in the oven to like broil for a little bit more. But the lasagna is officially ready and it looks so, so good. I'm gonna cut myself a little piece. Getting all the vegetables in there. Let's do a little taste test. Yum. Egan, how obsessed have I been with pasta this entire pregnancy? Constantly. So, so good. 10 minutes to prep, 25 minutes in the oven, and you have a ready dinner full of veggies and just so savory too. You want also? Aliyah, I want to show you something.
What?
So, remember what I told you? What does mommy have in her belly?
Baby.
A baby, right? You know, today I went to the doctor and the doctor took some pictures of the baby. Do you want to see? You want to see what it looks like? Here, let me show you. Look, where's the baby?
What is it?
Right here, you see there's the head and there's the little body. You see it? Aww. You love them? Are you excited? What are you the most excited about for baby?
I want to hug it.
You want to hug it? Oh, my sweetie.
Massage.
You want to give me a massage? She's massaging me. Literally the sweetest kid in the world. Oh, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Boy, come Naomi,
Naomi, come also. Huggy. Family hug, guys. Our family's growing. I'm gonna go set up dinner. Elena's gonna go and do a few IXL sessions with Aliyah. And then we're probably just gonna get to packing for tomorrow.
Camera?
You wanna hug the camera? Sure.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, thank you. If you guys are watching up to this point, you know that you're the real MVPs. I love the ones who stick around all the way till the end.
Back.
Okay, if you are watching up to this point, then comment down below baby bliss, because truly that is what I'm feeling right now. This first trimester, I'm glad that it's passed. We're entering the blissful phase right now. So comment it down below, as well as all of the other recommendations that you have for me for this video, because I know that I asked you for so much advice, because my brain right now, there's so much going on in here. I need you guys to help me sort it out, right? I'm gonna go ahead and leave IXL link down below if you guys do want to try it out for yourself. You can use the link down below to save 25% your first month or your first year, depending on what you decide to sign up for, right? Yeah. I love you all forever and always. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one.